Respect is not a prize you are given. It isn't something you can ask for. It is a territory. You survey the ground, you draw your lines, and you take it. You build an empire of deeds and silence so imposing that people have no choice but to honor your borders. Chapter 1. The blueprint in your skull. Respect is not granted to the man who swings the hardest. It is granted to the man who sees the furthest. Any brute can win a fistfight. Any fool can make a loud noise and call it progress. But people, real people, do not follow chaos. They follow a map. When we were nothing, just back from the war and running pennies in the back streets of Small Heath, my brothers saw the mud on their boots. They saw the next fist, the next shilling, the next race. They were looking at the ground, but I was looking at the horizon. I had a blueprint in my skull, a plan that was bigger than all of us. I stood in that smoky room and I laid out the map, the racecourse at Kempton, the betting licenses, the legitimacy. I spoke of a future where the name Shelby was not whispered in fear, but spoken with weight in rooms we weren't yet allowed to enter. My brothers saw a scrap with Billy Kimber, a bloody, uncertain brawl. I saw the foundations of an empire. Do you see the difference? They were reacting to the noise of the next 5 minutes. I was orchestrating the silence of the next 5 years. This is the first and most important lesson. If you want to command respect, you must have a vision so clear and so audacious that it pulls others out of their own short-sighted worlds. You, in your life, you are surrounded by people looking at the ground. They are obsessed with the day's gossip, the week's targets, the month's anxieties. They are drowning in the immediate. You want to lead them. You want their unwavering respect. You must be the one to lift their heads. Stop talking about your daily tasks. Start articulating the decade. Have a plan. Don't just say, we need to increase sales. Say, in 3 years, we will not just be a competitor. We will be the standard by which all others are measured. And here is the first step. People are desperate for purpose. They will give their loyalty, their sweat, and their respect to the man who can show them a meaningful destination. Don't be the man reacting to the day. Be the man who has already mapped out the year. They don't have to like the plan. They don't even have to understand all of it, but they have to believe that you do. Your conviction in your own blueprint is the most powerful force you have. People don't follow a man. They follow the map inside his head. Be the man with the map. Chapter 2. The weight of stillness. There is an instinct in weak men to fill a space with noise. They believe that volume is authority. They mistake talking for leading. They shout when they are angry, boast when they are insecure, and chatter endlessly to prove their own importance. This is the fastest way to lose all respect. True power does not scream, it observes. True authority does not need to raise its voice. Its presence is enough. The deadliest animal in the jungle is not the one that makes the most sound. It's the one that moves with the most purpose. I have sat in rooms with men who held the fate of nations in their hands. Men from London, from Moscow, from America. Men who believed they were my superiors. And in every one of those rooms, I employed the same strategy. I let them talk. I sat and I listened. I let them fill the room with their words, their threats, their clumsy attempts at manipulation. In their speeches, they gave me everything. Their fears, their desires, their strategy. They drew a perfect map of their own minds, and all I had to do was watch. And what did they learn of me? Nothing. My silence was a wall, a mirror. It unnerved them. It made them work harder, talk more, and in doing so, they would inevitably make a mistake. You must learn to wield silence as a weapon and a shield. It is the currency of kings. In your next meeting, your next negotiation, your next argument, try this. Make a decision to be the last one to speak. Don't interrupt. Don't feel the need to immediately counter every point. Just listen. Watch their body language. Understand what they aren't saying. Let the silence hang in the air after they've finished. Let them grow uncomfortable with it. When you finally do speak, your words will have weight. They won't be just another sound in the noise. They will be a pronouncement, a final judgment. You won't be participating in the conversation. You will be concluding it. Authority is not about having all the answers. It's about asking the right questions. And you can only know the right questions if you have truly listened. Your stillness tells people you are in control of yourself. And therefore, you are capable of being in control of the situation. A frantic, loud man is a man drowning. A calm, silent man is the one who owns the river. Lead with silence, not noise. Let your presence speak for you. When you do speak, let your words be the final word. Chapter 3. An iron reputation. There are two forces you can use to make men move: fear and respect. Amateurs choose fear. It is quick, it is easy. A gun to the head, a threat to a family. These things get immediate results, but fear is a flimsy foundation on which to build an empire. Fear is a currency that devalues over time. A man who follows you out of fear will betray you for the man he fears more. Respect is a different thing entirely. Respect is forged in iron and polished over years. It is slow, it is difficult, but it is permanent, and it is built on one single principle: your word is law. When I give my word to an enemy, to a partner, to my family, it is an unbreakable contract. It is not a suggestion, it is a statement of future fact. I looked a man in the eye, a man I had worked with, a man who in his own way I understood, and I told him, if you cross the line, I will kill you. And when he did, I went to the coast on a cold morning, and I did what I said I would do. It brought me no joy. It was not an act of passion. It was an act of accounting, a line in a ledger that had to be closed. From that day on, everyone in the world knew that when Thomas Shelby makes a promise, the promise is kept, good or bad. This is the reputation you must build. It has two pillars. The first is that you always do what you say you will do. If you promise a report by Friday, that report is on the desk on Friday, even if you do not sleep for 3 nights. If you promise consequences for poor performance, those consequences are delivered without emotion. Your consistency becomes your signature. The second pillar is knowledge. You must know your business, your craft, your territory better than any other man. I know every ledger, every shipment, every man on my payroll. I know the strengths and weaknesses of every rival. My conviction comes not from arrogance, but from preparation. You want respect? Master your domain. If you are a writer, be the best writer. If you are a mechanic, know the engine better than the man who built it. If you are leading a team, know their jobs as well as they do. Respect is the natural byproduct of expertise. People will not question the man who has done the work. Fear can make men obey, but respect will make men loyal, and loyalty is worth more than all the gold in London. Chapter 4. Carry yourself like a king. Before you have spoken a single word, before you have laid out your grand vision or demonstrated your iron will, people have already made a judgment about you. They have decided whether you are a man to be respected or a man to be dismissed. This judgment is made based on how you carry yourself. Respect is a signal you broadcast without ever opening your mouth. It is in your posture, your clothes, the pace of your walk, the steadiness of your gaze. Look at how the powerful move through the world. They do not hurry. Haste is the language of the subordinate, the man who is late, the man who is reacting. A king walks at his own pace. He is not reacting to the world. The world is waiting for him. We, the Peaky Blinders, we never ran. We walked. Through our own streets and through the territory of our enemies, we learned that a deliberate pace is intimidating. It says, I belong here. I am not afraid. Your appearance is your armor, a well-tailored suit, a clean shave, polished shoes. These are not acts of vanity. They are a declaration of self-respect. It sends a message. I take myself seriously, so you would be wise to do the same. It shows that you care about the details, and a man who cares about the details in his appearance is a man who cares about the details in his business. From this day forward, I want you to change how you move. Pull your shoulders back, lift your chin. When you walk into a room, walk into the center of it, not around the edges. When you speak to someone, whether they are above you or below you, look them directly in the eye. A steady gaze is the mark of a man with nothing to hide. Do not fidget. Do not look at your feet. Occupy your space with the quiet confidence of a man who knows he has a right to be there. This is not about arrogance, it is about presence. You must physically inhabit the role of a leader before you will ever be granted it. You are telling the world, and more importantly, you are telling yourself, that you are a person of consequence. A lion does not need to roar to be a king. He is a king by the way he moves, by the way he holds his head. He is a king because he has no doubt that he is one. Carry yourself like a king, and you will be treated as one. The crown is simply a reflection of the posture of the man who wears it. That posture is created when you live with discipline, not controlled by emotions. So watch this if you finally want to be in control.